can you pull the knife out of my back, John? Because everything that I thought was true is a lie.
Are you ready for
Dude, so that his new album, the Live at Red Rocks.
I wore this for you.
You did?
Because I saw your Insta story.
Dude,
yeah.
It's so fucking
And
good.
I'm obsessed with this guy.
Obsessed. But he is, it's so funny, the Live from Red Rocks, where he just, where is he from?
Oklahoma.
Zack Bryan. Like every break in the song is him just being like, yo, it's fucking cold.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen footage from that Red Rocks concert?
It was,
It's snowy. It's awesome. I was so jealous of every single person there.
Dude, it is a really, really, really good album. I listened to some of him. I actually started listening to him when we were in LA because there were a significant amount of billboards for him. I'd seen how much you tweet about Instagram story him and stuff like that.
A ton.
So I knew he was good. I knew he was the kind of music I liked. And again, I think I've already said this, but we're talking about Zack Bryan. Trent is wearing a Zack Bryan sweatshirt. So I started listening because it was all like 4-year Grammy consideration, those kind of billboards.
Yep.
And I started listening to him. I liked it very much. And then this came out, and I was like, oh, I'm a live album guy. I like a live album more than the studio album.
You like when the fans sing along?
I can hear, I like that in the background.
He's like the king of that now. Every song that he puts out, and he's a volume shooter. He puts out a ton of music all the time, and it seems like then when he does a concert, everyone already knows
everyone
the
knew
lyrics.
every word to every single one of those songs.
It's crazy.
It was very, very awesome.
He's amazing. Like I'm not a huge country guy. I never was for the longest time. I was a big hip hop guy.
Yeah, I don't know what this is about.
I know.
I'm very upset.
And I
thought you were going to come wearing the G Unit the shirt with the gun holsters.
I have
Instead
one of those.
you're
I have
wearing
this
the
one.
fucking I don't even know who Zack Bryan is.
Dude, you like all right. So listen to me because I am just like you, where I love hip hop. I've loved hip hop my whole life. And then I never liked country. Just pop country is no bueno.
No
me.
bueno. And that's what got me into country. That was my weed. That was my gateway drug.
Right.
To country music.
Yes.
But now, like, I put on like I listen to cat country when I'm back home or something like that.
Sure.
And like it's that stadium country. I'm like, what the fuck was I ever thinking? Like, this is.
Oh, that was your. I mean, I remember like it was almost the embodiment of who you were. Remember that party bus you were on going to Country
that
Fest?
was Kenny Chesney. Country Fest,
like country, like Feidelberg became Country Fest.
Yeah,
he was dressed like he was passed out on on the bus. I remember the videos coming from it. It was like you are Country Fest right now.
That's not the right country.
I would have guessed that this. I thought he was the Zac Brown band.
No. So and then like 3 years ago, I got really into Sturgill Simpson, who is awesome.
Yeah,
it's not
cool
anything like the pop country that you hear on the radio.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah.
And then I got into Tyler Childers, which is Sturgill.
Whatever, man. I don't want to hear it, dude.
Sturgill produces Tyler's
brothers,
albums, and Zack Bryan he was a big Tyler Childers fan. It's all like this lineage thing, and it's fucking great music. I'm saying that I like it, and you and I are similar with our music taste.
Yeah, I know.
And I still listen to the dirtiest, grimiest hip hop music you can find. Griselda.
Yeah, you do. You've kept up with new shit. I just stick around and replay the old stuff.
There was a lull because
you had the guy in the airport recently. I was like, I thought that I had
Westside Gunn,
bro.
Westside Gunn.
Yo, Trent has so many cameo run-ins, like famous people run-ins.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
50 Cent,
Shaq. I mean, I guess we'll consider Tiger. I'll throw Tiger in
I
there.
suppose that was premeditated.
Like a run-in, yeah. But I mean, like you maybe not run-ins, but you have pictures with like the most famous people ever. Not in like a studio setting where it's like they came to
I just run into them. The Westside Gunn one was the weirdest one. I was texting you about it.
Yeah.
I was an early morning flight to Atlanta, and it was 7 a.m., and I was just listening to Westside Gunn to like get myself awake. I drank a coffee, listened to Westside Gunn, and
That's not exactly easy morning listening, you know?
I need it. I just need it's like a splash of cold water on my face.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to him. I'm sitting at the gate, and who walks this way
That's crazy.
but Westside Gunn?
I mean, see, those are the things that I'm like, what are the chances of that? That's 1 in a bazillion.
And I like
it's not.
How so though?
How is that not 1 in a bazillion?
Bro, how often do you get like yelled at someone? So like, I'm listening right now. That happens.
Yeah, that's every time it happens. I'm like, what the fuck?
So that's not 1 in a billion then, or how often it happens.
I know I guess it's like 3 in a billion. It's happened to me like 3 times.
So with Westside Gunn, for me, I've become obsessed with him over the last 18 months. Just obsessed. I listen to him almost nonstop, and then to run into him at the airport, I almost didn't walk up to him. I like levitated towards him. I just got like I didn't even consciously stand up and walk over there. I just started following him, and I was literally listening to him. And I walked up to him, and I just turned my phone around. He was like, "Holy shit!"
Because he's also not like he probably appreciates that too. Like if anybody who's like, "Yo, I'm watching your shit," it's like I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking amazing."
He thought it was great. He put his arm on my shoulder, and we were posing. It was the best day ever. And it just, I don't know. Like I said, I listened to the Zack Bryans, but I'm with you where the stuff that was new after the stuff that we listened to, that era I didn't love. It wasn't something that I was into.
History will show that that's a bad era of rap music. Like I genuinely don't think it's like like you're just getting old. I think like there was like a golden era, and then there was a spike, and then there's a lull. And I think
it's about frat rap
back up. Huh?
About frat rap?
I don't even know what to call it. I just.
But like there are great ones. By
the way, I like.
There's always going to be great ones.
Like
but
ASAP Rocky, Mac Miller, the guy who threatened to throw you through a wall. Like those guys. There's some good stuff that comes out of that.
But just like, I can't imagine that like it's almost like sports where there's eras where there's a lot of offense, and then there's what I mean, like
sure.
It goes through ebbs and flows. I can't imagine that like aging very well.
Yeah, and I have a real craving for grimy hip hop.
Yeah.
And this Griselda, the Westside Gunn, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, those guys are
Benny the Butcher I've met.
He's more mainstream. You met him?
Yeah, when we went to the Bills Pats game like last year.
They're Buffalo guys.
Yeah. They came for like I forgot. I think because they did. I think Benny the Butcher did something with like a Part of My Take song or something like that.
I think he's boys with Rome.
That's right.
No, because it was. I think he like produced one of the PMT.
Yeah.
There's video.
But
there's video of them like in the studio. I know that.
Yeah.
So he's like the most mainstream of those guys, but it's what I loved in G Unit, where it was just fucking guns, cooking coke,
I went back
selling
and
crack.
listening to G Unit the other day, and it was just like, fucking, we're gonna kill you with guns, man.
The Griselda stuff
is like singing along to
the
it.
Griselda stuff is different
Bro,
in that
they sold a T-shirt with gun holsters attached to it. It's hilarious.
I bought that T-shirt, put it on, and walked around in it. I had so many G Unit shirts, G Unit hoodies, the G Unit Reeboks.
Yep,
Come on, man.
The best.
Just a guy from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Like this is it.
This is it.
This is what I connect to.
This is my style, man.
So yeah,
this is totally appropriate.
There was that.
You could make if a picture of that lead right now. That could arguably be worse than a picture of you in blackface.
I have
like what the fuck is that?
I actually have a picture of me at a G Unit show that I tweet out every once in a while. I'm wearing a Gorilla Unit shirt, and I'm just like, holy shit, I'm 20 years old, and I love this music more than anything. It's
so weird how that, like,
I don't know why.
I don't know if it's like watching movies where, like, you want to watch an action movie because it's like something you would never experience or whatever, but like that music is like the greatest thing ever to me. And
the best I can come up with is like testosterone and aggression as a young male, like the way that rock and roll kind of did that for an earlier generation, where it's just like, let's fucking burn everything down.
Yeah.
There's something I feel like in the G Unit and the gangster rap of that era where they're just so aggressive and they're so angry and cocky, and there's so much aggression and testosterone that me with my testicles just about to burst when I was 17 years old, like. Yeah, this is it. This is what I'm feeling inside.
To me, it was the bravado. I mean, my whole town had once everyone got like their license, you almost knew like everybody's car
for sure,
right? Okay, I wasn't sure if that was like a thing. Like I knew who drove the white BMW X5. I know who drove the fucking Mitsubishi Galant.
Yep.
We had one kid who drove an Impala.
Always. Mitsubishi Galant?
I said
that's a drug dealer.
Drug dealer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Missing a hubcap, that guy's dealing.
Yeah. But we all would like drive around town, fucking like windows down, Just
Did you guys do the subs?
The subs.
We put subwoofers in every car.
We all had like the
system.
This was back when you had
getting
to
a
get
system in your car. Like the CD thing would flap down and you slide the CD in there and they'd have like
And
the
like the little
the fucking what like dude I felt like I was in a studio.
Bro, getting
I was like dude,
See the levels going?
Yes. Like I would change the bass
the
in
treble
the car,
and
like,
everything.
yeah.
The bass up and the treble down.
My first-
I still to this day don't know what treble means.
No idea.
clue.
All I know is I don't want fuck treble. I don't know what treble is. I don't want a single ounce of it in my music.
The first car that I had was a 1985 Chevy Caprice. My grandma owned it.
Wow.
And she got to the point where she wasn't driving around anymore. I paid her $1 to transfer the title to me, and we put 2 gigantic subwoofers in the back. And I was the annoying guy at stoplights where we would just turn it up, and the trunk would rock, 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 and we would just crank it as
So
loud as we
embarrassing.
could. It was an all-black Chevy Caprice, and we would just rip around in that thing.
Dude,
Dude,
the
I
best.
had my grandfather's old car.
Yeah.
But he had one hand, so he had to have a suicide wheel on the car.
Amazing.
So I had like one of those, like I would just
Little
try like
knobs.
leaning back just like a knob, just fucking whipping around like that, just doing donuts in the
Bro,
fucking. Dude, also I have to
I've
give a
never
shout out
done
to.
donuts, sadly enough.
I mean, like
gotta do
I'm sure a person who actually drives cars would be like, that wasn't a
You were
fucking
just
donut.
driving in
I was
circles.
driving in circles really fast.
You were like,
it was, there
but
was
like,
nothing like it.
we thought we were so cool. People were like ripping cigs, fucking
Ripping, smoking blunts.
There was
Just
a period of time in my school where kids were just doing ketamine and ecstasy and driving around. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know about this.
we didn't do
But,
that.
like put on the new G unit. But like
Ketamine's hot on the streets now.
I know they were
I-
ahead of their time.
Yeah,
man. was like,
I
what's
never.
wrong with you guys? I actually
people
kicked a
called
kid
it
out of my
Special
car.
K when I was younger.
Yes, the
but
K
that
holds
was
the
like
Special
before
K.
we were even doing drugs.
I kicked a kid out of my car because I was like, I don't really know what that is, and I feel like if I get pulled over with that in the car, like we're going to jail.
Isn't
like, I'm
it
not
hot in the
driving you around.
streets with it'll like help mental illness?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
if
but
you,
like that's-
if you microdose it, but it's like
Everyone just wants to do drugs, so
yes.
we're all just be like, we
We're gonna-
microdose.
You want to
Like,
talk about aging
shut up and
poorly?
fucking do drugs.
There's
dude.
going to be a period of time where they're like, and then in the 2020s they said ketamine was okay.
A state legalized everything.
Horse tranquilizers.
Like the state
It's
of
gonna be
Oregon was just
Washington,
like,
yeah.
it's all okay.
Do it, yeah.
It was
Go ahead.
nope. Oregon did it. Like mushrooms are legal, ketamine's legal, heroin's legal. I think we're just like. I mean, it's like kind of a loophole where it's not legal. You can't go into a store and buy it, but you're not like
Decriminalized or
yeah,
whatever.
you're not
know.
treated like a criminal for it. You're like sent to like an addict center. That
Yeah.
kind of deal.
The first,
Which is
the first I heard
probably
about
what the
ketamine
we should all
was
do, but-
I read that Rude Jude book.
Yeah,
And
he loves him some
He
ketamine.
loved ketamine.
He likes
would
to
talk-
roofie himself and do ketamine.
Yeah, he would go into a K-hole and just like
Yeah.
spin around. Like
Big
that's where
time.
I first heard about it, and it scared me.
Yeah, no,
I was
I'm
never
out
a
on that
ketamine
kind
guy.
of shit. But just cruising, man.
Oh my gosh.
Getting a CD player in your car was like, I used to have the tape with the wire.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
That connected to your
Oh yeah,
Discman.
Yep.
of course.
And then, but I got upgraded, like I think for my 16th, or I got my, like, I guess 17th, whatever birthday, I got like a CD player put in.
Yep.
And it was like, my Toyota Corolla can now play CDs, and we are fucking good to go.
We would just
Life
throw
is
a system.
perfect.
Yep, throw a system and throw like shitty rims on any car. All my
I
buddies
didn't
had
have
the same
rims.
thing.
I didn't have rims, but some of the kids in my town had like nice rims, which was kind of crazy.
Like spinners.
Yeah, no, like 20-inch fucking like nice. I mean, there was some affluent people in my town. So
Sure.
their parents just like paid for it, but
Just throw 'em
but
on a
then-
shitty
but then there
Honda
was,
Accord.
There was a guy who had like a Honda Accord who had like a fake spinning one, like a plastic one. He almost did it as a joke, though. It was funny.
I by the CD player era of a car almost killed me once because it was my actual first car was a Land Rover Discovery. That was the biggest
My
piece-
price range is Rover over there. Okay.
Jesus.
and then it was that broke down every single day.
I think those are bad cars.
Oh,
aren't they?
like awful
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
And it was the sickest car in the whole fucking world. But like it broke down all the fucking time to the point I had to. I was like, can I have Gramps' car?
Yeah.
Can I have
I don't even want
can I have the Buick with the fucking knob? Because I just want to
I'll be
get
honest,
from point A to point
The
B.
Buick with the knob sounds cool.
Awesome. My
It
buddy
sounds
had
like
a Buick.
Paul Wall line,
The-
like
my-
the Buick with the knob.
Dude, my buddy had a Buick, an old Buick, and the back seats were the most comfortable seats.
Yeah,
They were
'cause
worn
they're
in.
like they're like
they
a
were plush.
bench almost. Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was
also
the best.
they get warm or cold very
Instantly,
fast. Buicks,
yes.
Because they're driven by old people and they'll die.
right. Yes.
If this doesn't get the temperature I need to be
I'll be
fast,
honest,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
die.
like leather seats because of that. They get
Hate
fucking
'em.
hot as shit in the summer, and they're freezing cold in the winter. And I'm like, what is the appeal of this?
I hate
Give
it.
me some good old microfiber.
Yep.
But so this was when I was in high school. So I was a senior. I didn't get my license until I was a senior year. So I was a senior, and me and my buddy were in like this prank war, and in Portsmouth, and there's a place called Newport Reptile or something like that, and we just kept fucking buying animals to fuck with each other.
Okay.
Like animals. And
Reptile was so in demand in Newport that they had to put up a whole store.
Like I think maybe it was Newport. It was some kind of. It was right on West Main Road.
It's a great question.
I forget. I think the logo was absolutely an alligator. I know because I bought a baby alligator.
Okay. Okay.
But I forget what. Like I don't know if it was called Newport Reptile, whatever it was. But it was on West Main Road, like right by the Getty gas station. It's right across from JFK Elementary. Someone can look it up. So we he started it and he bought what did he buy? Turtles or fucking something and put them in my hockey locker. So when I opened my locker, it's just a bunch of fucking. I was like, what the fuck?
It's a great prank.
Yeah,
great prank.
So I followed up with I put a fucking baby alligator, mouth shut.
How big?
Like fucking this big.
I know you're saying because that's in relation to the full size of alligators. Yeah. But that's a.
But they have they come with Jesus, not Hamilton either. What's his name? The H guy.
I want to see you keep going.
Not Hitler. God damn it, Hitler's stuck in my head now.
Wait, I don't even know what you're trying to say. What are you?
Hannibal
Lecter.
I didn't know either, but I wanted to see where it went.
Hamilton Lecter.
And then he walked in one day and he turned on his lights. I was like, what the fuck? A lot of what the fuck reactions.
Yeah.
And then his reaction to that was he went to the store and bought a bunch of little white mice that they feed to snakes and shit like that. Maybe a snake was what he put in my locker. I forget.
Jesus.
But he put them in the seat, your CD thing in the car. So I'm home driving, not listening to rap like you guys. I'm listening to fucking Fall Out Boy. I'm like, we're going down and rally around. I'm like, you know what? Time to put on some fucking Chicago was so 2 years ago. And I popped the thing open on the center console going on 24 North, and just 3 fucking mice in there, red eyes, eyes. And I was like, I got him horrified.
I would be. That's straight out of Always Sunny or something.
Mice
I can picture Charlie going.
Off the road.
I would give anything for that to be on camera. Holy shit,
dude! It was fucking. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me! I drove right back to school. I was like, get these mice out of my fucking car. And we fucking. He's like, fine, whatever. He didn't give a shit. He's like a fisherman now in Florida. He doesn't give a fuck about any of this kind of stuff. He's like, I'll just handle animals. I'm not a pussy.
Yeah.
Right.
And he gets the 3 mice out and he's like, what should I do with them? I'm like, I don't. No, I can't have him in my car.
What'd you do with the alligator?
He's just returned it.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, all right, I'm just gonna let him go.
Yeah.
And we let him go, but they became a thing on campus. The white mice.
No way.
People
saw the white mice.
Our Spanish teacher was like,
El Blanco.
Yeah. I forget how you say eyes. Ojos. Ojos.
Dude.
We gave
Did they get bigger?
folklore. No, that would be awesome. Yeah. They turned into monsters, started eating freshmen.
The only problem with that's unbelievable. The only problem with my grandma's car that she gave me was that the gas gauge didn't work.
So you're just guessing?
I was just guessing, and my buddies would always just see me on the side of the road I ran out of gas again. All the time.
That was a problem with the Land Rover where it would just go. It wasn't broken. It was erratic. We just go.
Yeah.
It was constantly moving.
Right.
And I'm such an idiot where I'm like, it wouldn't move. There was nothing.
Yeah. Come on.
I would break down all
the time. I keep a gas can in my car.
I kept the gas can in the car.
People take you there's Trent fucking again. Let's go to the gas station, fill him up, and we'll take you back.
Dude, in fact, one time I ran out of gas during the prank war. And I called my buddy from the side of the road. I was like, you put fucking ping pong balls in the goddamn He's like, no, I swear. I was like, Abraham, I fucking know you did. Did you put ping pong? He's like, I swear to God, bro, I didn't put ping pong balls in the gas tank. I'm not at the $60,000 prank level just yet.
That prank shit can get. Did you do a senior prank for school?
No, they were always
a bunch of my
urban
friends
legends
were not
of them,
allowed to walk at graduation because of that.
Really?
And they almost got they were almost not able to graduate at all.
Yeah.
What did they do?
They did some of the classics. They let.
I feel like no one's ever done any of the classics.
That's what I thought. I couldn't believe it.
They fucking paint 7
pigs and they do
whatever.
one.
Let them
I
loose.
think they did do 1, 2, and 4.
1, 2, and 4. Yeah. I'd heard about that.
I think they did do that.
Super Ball drop.
They did. But I know the main one was they glued a toilet to the ground, right outside the door, like the front doors of our school.
Okay.
And they put chocolate sauce all over it. And I remember that specifically because that's what like the principal was like so upset about. They were like
The chocolate sauce?
Yeah, they were like that's like the fact that they like simulated the poop was like the problem. But and I think they also like glued the door shut or something like that.
Okay.
Which then they spun like it was a hazard or whatever.
Oh,
but they
come
got
on.
like some
Yeah.
fucking trouble. And it was like I just don't like that shit really. So I just was like out on the prank. Like I was kind of. It was like my best friends, and I was kind of like, I'm just not gonna be like. You guys go ahead. Like I don't care, but I'm not gonna do that. And that's like the only reason I dodged that bullet was because I was kind of.
I was like you. I was more like the lookout. Me and my buddy were lookout.
Yeah, we're the
and
pussies.
I'm a pussy.
Yeah,
Huge
in
pussy.
hindsight, we're the smart guys, but in the
Right.
moment, make no mistake, it was because I was scared.
And what my buddies did is we somehow found a bunch of manure, and there was a principal that nobody liked, and we knew where the parking spot was, and they just filled the parking spot with manure, which is pretty innocent. And then one of our buddies, he went into the school. He somehow got a key, like we found a key to the school, and he like threw manure in the hallways, and that's why everybody got in trouble.
Yeah, that's
it's like you can't go in.
It's just like, ugh.
Dude, the manure.
I think somebody opened up a box of crickets in the
like
hallway.
you just take it
That's
a
when I've
step
heard
too.
of crickets in the fucking.
It wasn't
vents.
quite like in the
Yeah.
vents, but it was just like, boom, there's crickets now, and it was like.
It's the guy who takes it one step too far. Like manure in the parking spot, it would have been like, all right, that's fine. You go inside and you start putting it around, people are like,
And
well,
you
now
know-
we're pissed.
And now also you totally fuck over a janitor.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
it's
right.
like this. The principal doesn't do shit.
That's true.
The fucking hourly custodian has to deal with this shit.
I think my friends weren't able to walk either.
Yeah.
I think that was the punishment.
But it's also funny, like I was like, ooh.
yeah.
Seems like
In
the
moment,
biggest
and
deal
your
in the
parents
world.
are so mad, so that's
So
the real
mad.
thing. But like, it's like looking back, it's like, oh,
Okay.
I
My
don't
buddy
give a fuck.
did.
I would have preferred not to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
My buddy did a manure one to his girlfriend at the time, I think. And
What?
bro, he took
A manure prank to your lady?
he took all the hubcaps off her car. We had yaks on campus,
What's that?
like a yak, like an animal.
Oh.
The yak, like it looks like a fucking. Pull up a yak.
It's
for
like a
me.
cow.
It's
Yeah,
like
no,
a
I know
really
now.
hairy cow.
No, I know what a yak is.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't think that people just have them wandering
just
around your school.
Very casually said that you had one on property.
Yeah.
and
No,
that
we
was
had
what
many of
confused
them.
us.
We had many.
Oh, I just,
I'm the one from Iowa. Where are you from? We had
Yeah.
no
This
yaks.
was in Portsmouth, Rhode
I
Island.
was, I had Komodo dragons walking around in middle school. Like, what?
They weren't walking freely. They were in cages or they were fenced
What?
in.
Even weirder.
What do you mean? What? That's weird. That
Yeah, I thought it was like
you thought giant animals would just walk around campus?
I certainly
I
thought
definitely didn't think they were caged.
What do you mean,
what?
like they're not like caged. Like they're on a farm. Like we have like a fucking fence around.
Did you go to school on a farm?
Went to school.
guess so.
There was a significant amount of acreage.
What did the yaks do?
I think the monks just cared for
The
them.
monks.
the who?
The monks. The monks and the yaks.
I went to an abbey. A Franciscan monks ran the school.
The monks.
Did you guys slip acid in this before I came in here? Because that's insane.
It's like Mad Libs.
I had principals and vice principals
teachers.
and counselors.
I had headmasters and let me call them
the Dalai Lama was like, what?
Gandhi was the principal.
I'm confused.
I forget this sometimes, and it really, you have to look at Feidelberg through this lens of like, he went to college when he went to high school, and he went to live with monks and yaks and shit. So he's not normal. Like, while we all just had parents, we went to school and then
Yep.
went home and we had parents and friends.
100%.
He just like lived at school with monks and friends and shit. So, and hockey players. So it was wacky, dude. So that's why he has the way he is today.
All right, so now just keep telling the story, and we'll pick up on the things that are insane.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
I love it.
That's what I've been doing for 10 years. Just
I
tell
love
the
it.
story and I'll point out the weird shit.
Dude, so
Did you hear? He thought that some girl melted her shit.
Oh, I saw the clip before I came in here.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Did you know? Would you have known what the boiling water was, though?
No.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So I the only thing that came to mind was like she's got to
She's got to be melting her shit.
Yeah, I guess in that example I am more on his side. I didn't know that when you pour boiling water into a toilet
Yeah.
and that makes it flush.
I think there's either two things going on. I think it's either like the hot water like breaks up whatever.
Okay.
Or something to do with like the temperatures like it goes under, like hot goes under, and the cold whatever, and it sparks the flush, something like that.
She was
I
definitely
don't
melting her
really
poop. That would have been my go-to.
She was making molten poop.
All right, you got yaks that smell up the campus that the monks
In
are
the
taking care of.
cages, caged by the monks.
and so my buddy took all 4 of her hubcaps and
his girlfriend, by the way.
yeah, and like had
does
like loving notes, like it's like a little fucking what do you call it?
Hunt.
Scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And we were kind of following her, not kind of following, we were following her, and she was like. She thought it was the cutest thing in the world. Like it's like taking that to like where their first kiss was down by
Girls
the
are
river.
so dumb, man.
And
you can absolutely like highly inconvenience them for the day, but if you do it in the form of romance,
Couple
so,
rose
like, my
petals here and
boyfriend's
there.
not yeah,
This is
yeah,
great.
it's like
Done.
down by the boathouse by the water. It's like, oh, this is where her first kiss was, and like there's a gazebo on campus, and it's like, oh, this is where we first held hands, and it's taking her all over the place, and it just takes her back to the parking lot. Was right by the yak cage. Takes her right back to the car. Her hubcaps are just in a garbage bag full of shit.
Dude, what?
I love that. Like, gotcha. totally gotcha. I just put your stuff in a bag of shit.
That's like a massive bag of shit.
There's
And she's gonna go
Bro.
through to find
Just
her
picking
hubcaps.
out hubcaps.
there's
She
so
thought
romantic.
She was on a romantic.
Just shit covered hubcaps. Love you, babe. There's something wrong.
Like she's thinking like a ring is at
Yeah,
the end
like-
of this,
Yeah.
like a
If
promise
they were
ring or
seniors,
something.
like
yeah.
ring before spring.
Right. And she got hubcaps covered in poop.
Yak shit.
I would yak shit. I would also say that the most concerning part of that story is you guys following her and probably thinking like this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's the
the
funniest.
young males of America, as I was previously one. You look back on some of the shit that you did, and you're like, at the time, you were like, all of this, these steps all make sense. Every single one of them. The love note, the gazebo, us following her, the hubcaps covered in shit. That's all part of it.
That's just life,
That's
bro.
just what we're doing today. And it's totally normal. It's very odd looking back on those days like that.
That was so fun.
I was
though.
saying,
Oh,
it's
so
very
fun.
odd looking back. It's all like, oh, I'd love to just take someone's hubcaps off and shove them in a bag of shit today.
and to do it to your girlfriend.
Right. That is something you do to your arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Like if I did that today, I'd be like, I'm doing that to
That's
someone
like
I fucking
that's like
hate.
saving Silverman type shit. Like we're gonna try to break them up. You know what I mean? You don't do it to your girlfriend.
That is a bag of hubcaps and shit.
It's just fucking 4 hubcaps.
Great
stuff.
That to me was one of the funnest eras. Was like newly licensed young men. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Where you finally have like a little bit of freedom to go buy things and do things, and you just choose very poorly. All the
So
shit you do.
poorly. It's funny. I have a nephew who's sort of getting to that age. He's getting to where he can drive now, and I see him at family functions. And he's a nice kid. He's really polite to everybody, and it's I see him, and it's great to see him. And then I look at him through what I was like at that age, and how I was polite at these family gatherings, and how I was super nice.
Yeah.
And then I leave, and I'm a fucking menace.
Degenerate.
And I'm a
Like criminal.
like a criminal.
Yeah.
I leave, and I'm a criminal.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if he's pulling the wool over my eyes because
Totally.
he does all the right things, and then he
Yes.
leaves, and I'm like, I bet he's gonna go volunteer at the soup kitchen.
Yeah.
But instead, he's gonna be putting hubcaps and shit in a bag and being like, "This is the best day ever." I just think that's so interesting.
And while you're thinking that he's the nicest gentleman and all that stuff, and he's sitting there calculating, he's like, how close are me and that cousin? Like,
I know.
she's kind of hot. No, I'm not talking to you. He's doing cousin math where you're like, could we
I don't. Sign,
Trent was about to.
could we hook
Trent
up?
was about to say something totally different, and Feidelberg goes, "She's kind of hot."
I tried to grab my words out of the air. It's just like
Disagree with that.
don't agree with Feidelberg before he gets his whole point out.
That's a good lesson.
just
Always
get
let
it right
Feidelberg finish his thought before you agree.
Because I was thinking like
You'll
he's
find
probably,
yourself in dangerous waters.
Because I was thinking he's probably thinking like, where can we get weed? Like where can we? Who's the
Can I
guy
tell
who
the
has
truth to
weed right
Trent?
now?
Yeah.
But instead, it's you can finish your
Yeah,
thought.
well, I mean, like
You
everyone
wanna
had
fuck
that
your
cousin where you're like,
Yeah, come on.
is she like a cousin? Like dad.
Yeah.
Break
Is
it
this
down for
through
me.
blood, or-
is Uncle Andy blood, or is he just like your high school buddy? Because that's an important question. Never mind. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Dude,
We'll suss it out in about 5 minutes.
it's just interesting because you just know how teenage males in particular are.
See,
they're
this is
insane.
what sucks though, and this is why I think girls ultimately blow. Girls don't do this, right? Girls don't do this.
Aren't you guys just really
That
mean
age,
to each other, like psychologically?
Yeah, you guys just torture each other and you want boyfriends.
Like,
You
we'll
desperately want
like,
boyfriends, and you
we beat
torture
the fuck
each
out
other.
of each
No,
other.
that's not
They're
true.
mean.
Girls did fun stuff.
Like girls are never running from the cops.
Right, like what we did one of the times we
Girls
did.
are never like.
We,
doing
like,
anything
If
dangerous.
you're running from the
Sneak
cops,
in.
it's because a man
boy
put
did
a party
something.
together.
That's right. No, that's right. It's like a man blew something up or put a party. Like we were blasting off firecrackers, or we.
Because a man was like, from the 12th hole, the cops can't get to us there.
yeah.
It turns out they can.
Most certainly can. Like we used to do. We only had one pair of boxing gloves. We
Oh.
couldn't
classic.
afford another one or whatever. But we would just. Each guy would put on one hand,
Yeah.
put the hand behind your back, like tie it back there, and then just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yep.
Like that was awesome.
That was we did locker boxing where it's just like you put on a hockey helmet and you had your gloves.
Yeah.
And we would just do it like it was called locker boxing, and it mostly happened in locker rooms, but like it happened in my garage all the time.
Dude,
happened in my backyard pretty often.
If we were to just punch each other in the head right now for like a few minutes, it would be awful.
It was
It would be,
I call it a sick work for at least 2 months.
I
call it a work sick.
I was playing with the kids the other day. I was at a playground. We were playing tag, and I don't know who I thought I was. I decided to start doing parkour to try to not get tagged.
Yeah.
And I jumped off the top of a fucking like the jungle gym at the playground, and I have the fucking
Oh, yeah.
skin my knee.
You got skin. Looks like you got some
When
bruises there.
when was the last time you skinned your knees?
Recently.
Well, you're not normal. Yeah. Why did you skin your knees?
I
Drunk?
was sliding at a wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's
A showman.
That's,
Yeah.
That's
fair.
a shout.
No, it wasn't
Mr.
even the
Brightside?
wedding. It was after the rehearsal dinner.
Naturally.
Back at like the after party at the house, and
But
then that didn't work, so I jumped in the pool, and no one did that either. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go to bed.
wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
They all just stood around the pool.
Yeah, because they're
Played it out
adults.
differently in your mind. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
because you know what? High school high school guys would have done it. Not anymore.
It is that sense of invincibility.
Yeah.
That
Like I did when I fell, I was like, and I had to pop up so like I didn't like embarrass myself in front of my offspring. But they were like, "Are you okay, Daddy?" And I was like, "I'm fine."
Like that.
Daddies don't get hurt.
Yeah, like I mean, things like skinning your knees, getting the wind knocked out of you, like just straight up getting punched in the face.
Oh.
Like none of that stuff happens anymore.
I miss that
Even
sense.
a good like fucking
that feel-
head arm, like
take it easy.
That's what I mean. Like if someone were to give you a full like when they do the knuckle and
Yeah.
and like you would just be bruised from head to toe from age like 13 to 20 like 21,
Bro.
whatever,
Yep.
and that was just life.
Yeah, for sure.
I am kind of this buddy still, and I have a buddy who's also like that, and it sucks when we hang out. Where it's just like I still like the roughhouse.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like a surprise roughhousing where he'll just like, be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. Like when YP, like we'd be like,
Yes.
square
Square
off.
off.
You want to wrestle? Of
course.
Let's wrestle.
Those are some. I
And
love
that's
watching
one.
those.
But like when someone just hits you, we talked about it on Son of a Boy Dad the other day, where like someone slapped me during sex, and I was like, don't ever do that. Right? And like if I was 16,
I will fucking kill you.
If I was 16, you're like, yo, one day you're gonna get fucking really pissed at a beautiful woman who hits you during sex. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're a pussy.
I'll sign up for that right now.
Never again.
I will do that to you, and that's a one-way street, and that's it, man.
Ever do that again? I hurt so bad.
I
Like, I'd rather get punched in the face
ears
than
are
slapped.
I
ringing
know.
and my face is stinging. And
That's
like,
what-
you guys
a-
want this?
A punch is fine. Like I can take a punch. A
Not a
slap,
slap.
I do not like being
That-
slapped.
that-
I got, dude. It's probably my freshman year. I got like out of movies. My freshman year, I think I kind of volunteered for it.
To get slapped?
No,
get
pink
punched.
bellied.
Were they just like 5-star?
Pink belly?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never had that done to
What's
me.
that?
You ever had a pink belly?
No.
Dude, it's not fun.
I can't imagine it would be.
It's like you just get like held down and they lift up
Oh,
your
like
shirt.
the awful waffle?
Just lift up your shirt and just keep.
And they just
slapping your belly.
Yeah,
it's like,
like,
a
dude,
gang initiation.
It is.
I-
Yeah.
I can't-
And why am I the most embarrassing part?
What?
This is for the cross country team.
Woo!
I did cross country my freshman year to train for hockey.
Yeah.
Got shin splints immediately.
Yeah.
And didn't run for like 3 months.
Dude, if you guys were to hold me down and give me 5 stars all over my belly, I think I would die. I think that would kill me. I think my body would be like, that's it, we're shutting down, we're dead.
I would press charges if you guys did that to me.
1000%.
We're friends. We're all friends. We know each other a long time now.
Going to jail.
I'm putting charges are going right on your record.
It's that meme in court, just the kid pointing, like right there.
John and Kevin. There were cameras there. I got to pull up the video of it. I cry and Nippo will put up the video anyway. It is getting older is.
Yeah, girls don't beat each other up either, right?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? What, do you like punch each other in the tits?
No, I mean like. Just like
Everything. What you guys like fucking pillow fighting on lingerie or something?
Yeah. Somehow water gets involved. What goes on with it?
no, like just like wrestle each other.
No, dude. How many Okay, let me ask you this: how many wrestling matches have you been in your life that you didn't initiate?
I was gonna say Jackie might be different.
No.
I can see you being a wrestler.
I
Definitely.
actually get like they.
I get wrestling.
They probably like bully me more. It's like I don't know.
Like your friends physically bully you?
No. Like no, but like an occasional wrestle. I don't know.
Like a headlock, like a push, like a
noogie headlock.
noogie.
You get noogie, dude?
I get noogied a lot.
Currently?
I almost had a bald spot at one point. Not currently. No, they stopped with it.
You wait, like you almost had
Well, we know
Well,
that
how old
she was
were you?
getting the ponytail pulled. We know that, and the
Yeah.
honking.
The honking.
She
How
lost her
old?
voice.
Yeah.
Bro, you were just bullied.
College.
That's what
Yeah,
this sounds
No,
like.
this is
No,
college.
you know what it was?
This
It was
is
she was a dancing monkey for the crowd. She was
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
it was more like she was a showman.
But also, it's like I don't know. Everyone, yeah.
To be fair to girls, I think a vast majority of them do not think any of this sounds fun.
No interest.
That's what I mean. But that I feel bad for them.
I
That
just
they
know
don't find fun in that.
That the guys that I boxed with that one boxing glove, those are my brothers, and we're still friends
Right.
to this day. And I
And
see
you-
them at
you know
weddings,
why?
and I'm like, this is the best day
You know
ever.
why you wouldn't backstab them on some bullshit? Because you fought with one glove that one time.
100%.
100 times. Girls will eventually always, their relationships will crash and burn with their friends because they don't have that bond.
Because they haven't seen each other's penis.
Also true.
No, they see each other naked a lot.
Yeah,
Way
not their
more than-
penises though.
They
The penis
definitely-
is the
yeah,
important
you
part.
have to see the penis.
Yeah, who cares if I saw your vagina? There's literally
Nothing to
nothing
see.
there.
Yeah.
That's true. Girl groups have never seen each other's penises. It's not possible.
Factual statement.
Factual now.
If
100
girls
years
saw
from
each
now,
other's penises, it would be a fucking different story.
Yeah, that is true. If you guys, because the penis
probably
is
fight
so,
more.
the penis is so, you're so vulnerable when your penis is out.
Yeah, dude.
That if you're,
Dude,
we're
a
penis
fucking-
brothers, we're
a,
like,
a fucking pussy. If you're just standing there naked, can't even see it.
Right.
you have
can't
to like
even
kind of
see it.
get underneath. To
Dude,
see what's
Playboy
going
made
on
a
there.
goddamn fucking empire out of being like, we show tits, you can't even see their pussies.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's just naked women laying in front of a fireplace, can't see their
Shout out
pussy
to Penthouse
anywhere.
though. Penthouse was like,
They didn't give a fuck.
Penthouse got up and Hustler was like, Hustler was smut.
I
was
didn't have that. I know you've talked about like your.
Did you have a box of porn in the woods?
Not in the woods. It was in my buddy's basement. His dad had he had a bunch of boxes stacked on top of it, like a bunch of old computers and a bunch of shit that was clearly like, there's no way anybody's going to tear all of this down and get into that box under there. And we did. And it was porn. It was
I always
Playboys. It
wondered,
was all that shit.
When a dad hides it that much, do they every time are they like, or are they just hiding it like they don't use it anymore?
I don't think they use it anymore.
They don't want to let go of it.
They don't want to let go of it. It's just like a comforting thing having in the house. It's just like,
You know
if
it's there.
all goes to
Case
shit,
of emergency.
I still got that box
It's like
of
having
porn
a
in the
gun in a
basement.
lockbox.
I
Right.
was gonna say a go bag.
Yeah.
Right, it's like
yeah.
like a mob boss has 200,000 in cash
Yeah.
like in his ceiling.
Yeah.
A married soulless dad just has a
Has
box of porn
Playboys
in
from
his
the
basement.
70s.
It's like if he gets so mad that he's just like grabs the box and is like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I got it. I'll leave my kids behind, but I got my
Right.
box of
Someone
porn.
leaves in the-
This is
it's
the
in one
only
of those
thing
office brown boxes. Yes. I'm out of here.
This is the only thing that's ever been loyal to
The
me.
box of porn was like ritualistic, like a
Yours was in the woods.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys would just go in there and pound off in the woods?
No, we didn't jerk off. We would just,
You just
like,
looked.
watch it. Yeah, we would just look at it.
See, I don't know why it like, but I guess I was.
I didn't really
a
start
lit-
jerking off to porn till
I
later
would guess I've jerked off to a porn in a magazine under 5 times in my life, maybe 10, and most of those would be done like
because
like
well, you know,
they
the
were,
internet
they were
came
like a
around first
camp.
pretty
Like,
quickly.
I was like a hockey camp,
Yeah.
and like we passed around the same magazine. It was,
Yeah.
I had a good run with Sports Illustrated swimsuit. Like when that was
I
like
never really
I think
did
there was a
that.
gap between like when I started jerking off and a little bit with the internet. I mean, I'm not that old, but where it was readily available, where I could log in and be like, this is amazing. There was like a stretch where it had to be magazines, and I think it was Swimsuit Edition.
Yeah.
I can see that. I had
it all, from Swimsuit Edition to like. Oh, we were talking about East Bay the other day. You see East Bay's gone.
Very sad.
I mean, the Victoria's Secret catalog.
Yep.
And then, did Fredericks of Hollywood ever show up?
No, I saw that tweet. I had no idea
No.
that was.
Fredericks of Hollywood. I might be outing Mama Dukes and Pops right here. Maybe it's not something that just shows up at every house. Fredericks of Hollywood was filth. Fredericks of Hollywood was like the lingerie you get at like Romantic Depot, where it's like pasties and like a G-string. Like,
I don't know what
like
that
this
is
is
either.
not.
I mean,
like,
I know what those are. I don't know what Romantic Depot is.
Really? You know what Romantic Depot is?
Yeah, like where you get like there's
like
like
a sex shop.
yeah.
Well, I know what sex
They're
shops
usually
are.
like on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Or like.
No, I mean, like I know those stores, but I've never seen Romantic Depot.
I think there's one like on the way from New York to Boston. You've seen Romantic Depot?
They're called usually called like X videos or something like that.
Yeah,
but-
sure. But these were like, this was not like lingerie. This was like lingerie for fucking.
Yeah.
And it was like a what was it called? Catalog. And I mean, I was like, whoa, this is fucking crazy.
I think
town.
that's just something that your parents got.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to realize. Enough people are like, "Yo, Fredericks of Hollywood," but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe all of our parents were kinky. Maybe that's just us.
it's
Like,
kinky.
it wasn't
Right.
everybody. But I remember like the Sears catalog, looking at like some fucking like Fruit of the Looms, and then the Victoria's Secret one was like, "Whoa, mama."
It's anything you
I
can get
didn't-
your hands on. There's
Yeah.
that scene.
I just went from memory, and not memory. I went from
Yeah,
imagination.
but I'm also saying like I didn't like.
Take
it out and jerk off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was
it
like,
might get me,
I,
get
you know,
me
run around
boned
the
up.
house and just like, oh, there it is. Like, no one's around. Like, let me
Yeah.
look at it. And I remember
Take
so vividly,
pictures
like
with your
the
brain.
Victoria's Secret would really never show, like, it would be a chick wearing a thong, but they would never show her ass.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But every now and then there was like, for whatever reason, there was just one chick where they did show it, and I was like, I gotta like keep this catalog forever. That's a butt.
The
Think about it now.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit was when I was like, it was the Tyra Banks cover where I was like, okay, like that's.
John knew
I
he
mean,
was straight and not racist.
Yeah, not even not
That's
racist.
great.
Into black chicks. I'm like,
Even
all right.
more so. Yeah. Even more not racist.
I'm gonna need to know what they call this to find more of this.
What are the descriptor words that I can use, put in a search engine, and I can find more of that?
They're like, you're not gonna guess this. No one else is ever gonna use this word ever again. But ebony.
Yeah, this will be used for one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah,
funny.
you call a
And
black
that
person
is-
ebony, you're a real beater.
That is actually such a good point.
It is.
That it's okay to describe them as ebony when you're talking about porn. If you were just on the news and you were like, an ebony woman was, at City Hall this week, like,
Like, oh my
What?
God. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
What channel is this again?
Hang on a second. What the fuck?
Michelle Obama, an ebony woman, was like,
It's over. It's over if you did that.
dropping an N-bomb, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We might have just got ourselves in trouble. But the
I get anytime you mention Michelle Obama, you gotta watch.
Yo,
it, dude.
I was like, that might be a bridge too far. You can't bring the Obamas into this.
Bro, have you ever watched Lil Dicky does a Sway freestyle where he talks about Michelle Obama at the end, and the room is like, shut everything off, shut off the electronics. He talks about bending over Michelle Obama. I'm
No.
hey,
No.
This is something Lil Dicky did on Sway in the morning, and it's an incredible rap, and he does it.
His freestyles are fucking
they're unbelievable,
insane.
and he does it, and Sway just like they're like, we gotta shut this whole thing down. Yeah, Michelle Obama she's almost untouchable.
Yeah, she's not almost. It's like, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Do not mention her name.
The wait, what was I just saying?
Yeah, I interrupted. We were talking about catalogs, and I interrupted you. With
Yeah. It was the Tyra Banks one
Yeah.
where I fucking like took all like I cut out pictures and stuff like that and like hung them all over my wall.
Well, that's pervert. That's a pervert move.
And my dad was like angry.
Yeah, no, that's
Like,
disgusting.
He's like, "What do you think? You live in a fucking frat house?"
Because you know what? That's what girls do, right?
Yeah.
I feel like girls have like the boys' posters or cutouts or magazines up on their wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, you perverts, what are you guys doing, you know?
Yeah, I had like Emmett Smith on my wall.
Right.
Yeah, I had a ton of sports posters, but then just all right by my bed. I had them like for like 2 hours, like until my dad came home.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, we're putting an end to this real quick.
And was like, what the fuck? Like, are you so
bro,
stupid?
Think about, like, that was what you had to deal with as a dad now. I don't even want to know what I have to deal with when Keegan hits like 12, 13. It's gonna have a phone.
Yeah, man.
And by then, porn is gonna be like strictly anal. Like
I
they're not
know.
even gonna have sex and vaginas by the time my kids are of age. It's gonna be so perverted and disgusting.
Imagine that the Plan B dies out, birth control dies out.
Because everyone's
people
butt
just
fucking.
anal.
People just doing
Hey,
butt
you know
stuff.
what? I'd sign up for it. I don't know if the girls will, but I'm down.
It is so true that when you like the age that you think it's going to be happening, it's 5 to
It's gonna
6
be
years before
earlier
that.
than that, and
Way
as
earlier.
bad as you think it's gonna be worse than that.
Worse.
I mean, I've said
But
this.
also, I think it's just like I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it's ever a. I think
It's all proportional.
It all happens in the same window. Like when you say like you talk about like fucking like 15 or whatever, I'm like, what are you nuts? Oh no, never mind. I fucked at 16. I always forget.
Yeah, you forget that you
Yeah,
lost
when
your
you lost your
virginity.
virginity?
Always. I was drunk, but like
Yeah.
it was,
Okay.
but then
you
it didn't
fuck
happen again for like a long
like,
time.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see how that
So
get
like, it was,
confusing.
I always like I remember like on the show one time.
Yeah.
So I guess never mind. We were both kind of you were 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess we're-
16.
But I like there's no way it's 10 now.
No. But what I do think happens is definitely not 10. Better not be 10. But I think what happens
better
is
not be
like
10.
when I was 15, I remember I went and got a big box of fucking dry condoms. Didn't even get the lubricated kinds because I was so afraid. I was just like, I just want like the thickest rubber possible. I don't even want the thin lubricated kinds. Just put like a garbage bag around my dick.
Sure.
And like had me some. Well, I think I'm a bad example because I was dating that girl who just turned me out. But in the very beginning, it was still just like I was just like I'm just gonna have me some missionary sex and like, and I just feel like now everything goes so rapid. Like I can't even.
I don't even know about the
I
physical
can't
acts
even-
of it. I just know that the access to. I mean, they'll have the same.
so
They'll have
crazy.
the same access that we have, and they'll have it when they're 11.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't know what they're going to do with that.
More important than the access is like everyone's always had older siblings.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine it changes that drastically. Where like I think there were some people like I knew kids in middle school who were like hooking up and like
Yeah.
giving blowjobs. I wasn't there at all, but like those were the like, Jesus Christ. Like there were people who were doing it.
Sure.
But they were the ones that like the rest of school was like Jesus.
Don't you
are
feel
doing
though that
what?
like porn has been out there and mainstream enough now that like I feel like if back in the day, a blowjob versus a today blowjob are two very different things. I feel like,
I guess.
and so that's you know what I mean. Like I think you're gonna be having like aggressive sex at an early age because it's like become so mainstream and like at the tip of your fingers. You know what I mean? And it's like.
I still
I don't
think
think
so.
you should
I
be.
think like
I hope you're fucking.
I
right,
think you're
man. It's
probably like as
I
a
just
13-year-old, you're still like.
I hope. I really fucking do. Yeah. I mean, that's like.
Yeah.
Hopefully, something stays like constant with that, with like the human.
I think
nature.
there's always going to be the outliers like you're talking about. There's always going to be people who are like really
Sluts
pushing
and,
the envelope
Yeah, right,
at that age.
Mm-hmm.
And then most people are just like, I'm fine. I'm nervous about all of this.
all of this.
I don't know. That's interesting to think about.
I was nervous as fuck.
Yeah, actually, I wasn't nervous. 'Cause I was nervous the first time I lost my virginity.
Yeah.
The other time I was drunk. I don't remember it. I was actually with my buddy. So we were in Spain, and we were drunk, and we were like we both took these two girls home, and I was with the buddy who I was with back then this past weekend, and we were talking about it, and I told him like I was like, dude, I completely forgot how like I lost my virginity on the Spain trip, and he's like, yeah. So you don't remember like that whole night? And I was like, I remember it, but like not in detail. And then again, it was like fucking half a century before I ever had sex again. So it was not that long. It was 3 years, I think. But the rounded up for dramatic effect. But he was like, you don't remember what happened when we got back? We went with these two girls. We were 16 and we were in Spain, and then we were hooking up with these two college girls, which, by the way, assault.
Rape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got raped in Salamanca, but okay.
If you're out there, if you were at the URI trip, but you went to UMass in Salamanca.
Oh, it was
No.
it was other American girls.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, those girls definitely raped you.
Yeah.
Yo, there's
And then-
definitely some girls out there there's definitely a girl out there who's like, I fucked Feidelberg when he was 15,
Oh, yeah.
and she's like zipping her.
They're like, I wish he would stop telling that story.
That's fucking. I thought it was Spanish girls.
No. They were in our class. They were like, so we were all like we were
There's some
You
girl
know-
out there who knows about your little fucking terrible pecker having some awful sex.
Dude,
with you.
I remember that night. I remember at one point.
Didn't you like verbally abuse her afterwards?
What? No. But maybe you remember part of the story that I thought I didn't remember. When my buddy was like, he's like, you don't remember like what happened? So we went back to there. They were lucky enough to have a dorm. We were staying with like a billet family.
Yeah.
And because they were actually adults, they got to just stay in like a hotel dorm, whatever. And we were children, so we had to have fucking parents.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Keep going.
And then, so we went back to their like hotel dorm thing, and my buddy, we were all so drunk. My buddy, I was kissing with this one girl, and my buddy just goes, you got the hot one. But said it so loud, and like everyone heard. And he's like, so you two went to the bathroom to have sex, and me and this girl who now hates me, just had to sit in there in silence and listen to you guys fuck. Which I can't imagine there was much noise coming. Because again, but I was drunk enough that it wasn't like a quick thing.
Yeah.
It was, I'm sure it was fucking 4 minutes, but
Right.
it was.
Oh my God.
It wasn't a
Dude, even just the thought of like, teenage kids like having sex has gotta be so awful and so awkward. But in the moment, you think it's like hot or romantic.
Bro, that's
Right.
all, you're just
and it's
having
like,
sex.
Right, I was gonna say, like, when does that change? Like, it's just we're all. I think you've said on the show before.
I'm still checking off the box on the
I've been
calendar
joking
every
about
day.
this for like 20 years. I know how to have sex by now.
How dare you? What a betrayal on this podcast. Dude, I've been listening to the show before I even started working here, and Kevin was always like, I suck at sex. We all are always going to suck at sex. And here I am, and you come clean and say that you know how to have sex. That is... Can you pull the knife out of my back, John? Because everything that I thought was true is a lie. That's unbelievable.
I'm not great with my dick. I'm good with everything else.
Bro, you're describing sex. You're like a fucking priest. Who's like, no, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. The other stuff's okay. Like, get out of here, dude. You're like, I'm not good with my dick. You're describing sex.
It's a
Unreal.
whole thing, it's a whole thing.
So you think you've hit your stride? You think you finally figured it out?
Yeah, kind of, guys.
He's
It's been
backtracking
20
now.
It's been over half my life,
It would stand to reason that you eventually get just at anything, at any task.
Yes.
You do it enough, you do it consistently over the years and
Yeah.
decades. Like you think you get better, just hasn't been the case for me.
Bro, but when you think about it, like we talk about Gladwell's 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your boy's at about 200 minutes.
I was gonna say it's hard to get the hours.
That's so true.
Like
true.
we need to translate it to like sessions, not hours. Because if it's hours, like
Anytime anyone else who's been working on something for 19 years
Grand
has
total.
something to show for it.
grand
Not me.
total.
Not me.
How many?
Not this side.
How many minutes do you think you've had sex in your life?
Minutes?
That'd be a great one. That ATI question when you get to heaven, you can ask a question like the number of minutes, because it's like, I mean, how many times do you think you've even had sex? It's like, it's hard to calculate. If you've been in a relationship, I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to find it, but there was this woman who did her own Spotify Wrapped for her sex, her year in sex.
Okay.
She was this British woman. And she's clearly like a kinky. She's not just like an average chick. She's like a swinger and all that. So she was like, I had 52 new partners this year, and like 19 of them made me come. And
Who's got the time for 52 new partners?
she was like, She was like, half of them came
one a
from
week.
swingers clubs, and
But no, I know where she got.
25%
But
of them.
how do you have time? Like, she has a job too, right? Or she
I don't know.
a
Maybe
pro?
not. Yeah, maybe just make sure
pro
makes her whole
worker.
life. She said that something like a good percentage of them all had over a 7-inch dick. I was like, oh my god. You're living the dream, man.
What, is she rolling with fucking rulers? I mean, that was an eye test. Like,
Yeah.
6.5. Come on.
Who's the source? Because if you ask yours truly, different numbers coming out. But if we actually like get out some sort of measuring utensil, I'm going in the other room. I'm leaving.
This show is sponsored by Betterhelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down, things get in the way, and you may feel overwhelmed or like you're not showing up in the way that you want to. Working with a therapist can help you get to the closest version of the best version of you. Because when you feel empowered, you're more prepared to take on everything life throws at you. I have used therapy constantly, like basically since I was a kid. I have been in and out of therapy. It is always very helpful. Sometimes you take a break, but it's always helpful when you get back and you realize the strides you can make in being a better person. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and it's entirely online. All you have to do when you go to BetterHelp is you fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched to a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/KFC today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp, HELP.com/KFC, 10% off your first month.
Never coming back.
You hear about the mechanical dicks that our investigative journalism
I briefly
uncovered?
saw a clip from Son of a Boy Dad where you're talking about that.
Abella told us that, guys are using Viagra and they're using Cialis and they're using swipes to not, like, come fast, but they're also just straight up doing mechanical dicks.
What do you mean by that?
It's like you put an implant inside your dick, and your balls inside your balls is filled with like saline solution.
What?
And you fucking pump your balls, and it fills your dick up. I'm talking a mechanical dick.
I thought you was just like an apparatus you
No.
put on.
An inside your body plant that is like, I guess can also get like soft, so you can kind of like have a regular dick.
It's like a
And then you
Neuralink that
squeeze
Elon's talking
your
about.
Fucking balls. What? Like one of those blood pressure. But
This
it's your
is-
balls, and then that makes your dick get hard.
And this is for the pros are doing this.
Yeah. So this one guy, also they use injections. So you can get like, you take a needle and you inject it into your dick, and that, I guess, gets blood flow. And that guy did that so much that his dick stopped working. He needed to get an implant. The implant they put in there was smaller than his natural dick, so he had to have another surgery to get a bigger implant in.
I mean, if it's your livelihood, I get it. It's not.
That's
It's
what's
not
so
unlike
funny.
NFL players using steroids.
We were like mind blown, and I was like, of course. Why would they not? It's like, this is the pinnacle
Right.
of this game. You think you're going there with your just natural dick?
Right now,
No
and
way.
if you're just Mark walking down the street hooking up every weekend or whatever, like that, if
You don't need a mechanical
You don't need
dick.
a mechanical dick.
Yeah.
But if this is how you pay the bills, I think you
Amen,
have
brother.
to. You might as well.
It's got to be weird to be Mark walking down the street, and you're also like into sex clubs and shit like that. Or
Who's Mark?
just a
a made up individual.
I was like, what the fuck does that happen?
He's a guy who melts his poop. It's fine. Keep up. Try to keep
We
up.
can put anything we want on Mark. You can do whatever you want to Mark. You can fuck Mark up. If you want. You can fuck Mark if you want to. Anybody. Mark is Mark.
Mark is Mark. Mark
Yeah.
is the royal Mark.
The way you said it, when Trent
Yeah.
said it, I was like, all right, I think it's a fake guy.
so dumb.
And then you were like, it's gotta be weird to be Mark. I was like, oh, hang on a second. He might be real.
Like I just kick Mark in the balls. In my head I did it, and you can do it too.
I just watched you. I was a sidekick in your fantasy. I tried to do something to Mark, and it was just watching you kick him in the balls again.
Maybe I have control of Mark, and I'm the only one. Anybody else? I'll do anything you say that we have to do to Mark.
See, we're still so stupid. This is what I love.
It's the best.
Again, girls aren't doing this.
No, dude, they're not making up fake Linda and talking about it's
You know what? To change gears, we were talking about this yesterday, and we never ended up doing it. Rich things as a kid.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I saw this posted on Instagram. I think it went viral on Twitter. Things that you saw as a kid that instantly you were like, whoa, that person's rich or that person's got it good. And the reason it jumped out to me was because the example given hit home so direct. Like if a kid had a glass backboard as his basketball hoop, like in his driveway.
Oh yeah.
I knew kids who had like paints, like a 3-point line and the lane painted on there.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yo. And actually, to this day, that's still pretty, like, it's still
Yeah, if you have a fucking
higher
basketball court at your house,
yeah,
you're
but
still
even like
pretty
if you
rich.
just had like your driveway, you can like get lines painted
Yeah.
and you can have. But the glass backboard with like a real rim and all that, I was like, yo, this guy is fucking rich. And the other example was the girl said she thought refrigerators that have the water in it, like
That's a good one.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I
'cause
still
there are
an
times where
ice
you're-
maker. I eat to this day in my apartment, in
You're
my
an ice
maker's
maker?
home. It's
you use the
fucking
trays.
ice trays.
Man, that's poor as shit. I thought, I guess again, this probably is true too. A cul-de-sac. If you lived on a cul-de-sac, I remember being like, "You're
That's a good one.
fucking so rich."
Mine are more like sports based. Like if you had a fucking
Oh, like the stick or that
like
bat.
a synergy. Like you had a
Yeah.
synergy as a kid. Like
You were
you
rich.
were
Yeah, that's a
you
good
had like
one.
a copperhead baseball bat. Copperhead was the big one when
Yeah.
I was in Little League.
Sure. That definitely plays.
The first thing that came to my mind was vacations that they would go
Oh.
on. Like I had
you got on a plane as a kid? I was
right, like we
"Ew."
like they would go to Cancun every year.
That's crazy.
And they'd come back and be super tan. And
yeah.
I have got family in Colorado, and it's 12 hours from where I grew up, where we would have to go, and we would just slam everybody
car,
into a shitty minivan and drive 14 hours.
like,
And, like, this is vacation.
Yeah.
And then these other people who weren't in my friend group, but I knew of them. They would go to Cancun every year.
To the Amalfi
Dude, every
Coast
year.
as
And I was just like,
as
those
like an
fuckers.
11-year-old.
Those people are rich.
But then also, like, as you get older, I guess it's different when you have a family. But as you get older, you're like, you're into fucking Cancun.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what's
how was
funny. Is
Senor
like that's,
Frogs,
yeah,
bro?
yeah.
That's
I would almost say at that age, if you're tan in the winter as a kid,
Yeah.
Yep.
you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
You're rich.
You know?
I think if you had a pet. If you had
Having
a
a
pet,
pet?
if you had like a golden retriever when I was a kid, I was like,
That is
holy
kind
shit.
of true.
Type
yeah.
of dog is important.
Type of dog, yeah.
Because I had 2 dogs growing up, and we got them from the pound, and you pay $90.
Yeah.
They get their shots, and then they come like bite people that
Those
come
are-
over.
Bro,
Those are you adopted like Demogorgons.
Yo.
Those aren't even fucking dogs.
Shout out to Sammy and Lucky, R.I.P. I miss you guys. But they would bite people that came over, but like if they had a golden retriever, that's the nicest dog in the world.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
depends on like what dog it was.
Cars is one too. I know, maybe not even cars, but like I had a friend who had leather seats, and I since know I hate that. But I was like, whoa,
dude, my dad was like one of the first people with like a car phone.
oh,
like-
fuck yeah,
Whoa.
My friends would get
big
a car,
time.
like he'd like be making work calls, and my friends like, "What is happening?"
big time.
He's talking to
Yeah.
people, like he's making sales, dude. Like, dude,
Dude, moving and shaking, making things happen. Places to be, places to be,
You're
people
in
to
a
see.
fucking- dude, what was his car called? It was an Eagle. I called it the Batmobile, but it was like the car was called like an Eagle
Yeah.
or something like that. Like a car, they're definitely not in existence.
Dude, my
anymore.
friend's dad had an Eagle.
Really?
Yeah.
Eagle? What are you guys
It was
talking
like
about?
it was like it was a black car. Like I'm gonna Google black eagle and birds are gonna come up.
For sure.
Yep.
An oil-covered eagle is gonna pop up. An oil
Shout out to
spill
that Saved by the
eagle.
Bell episode.
Yeah,
Everybody
like,
knows what the duck.
this car. Google's like I don't know what you mean, dude. No,
Maybe throw a year in there.
an Eagle Talon. Eagle Talon. I think Mitsubishi might have bought the company. I don't know. This looks like a white trash ass car though.
That's another thing you realize when you grow up. Everything that
That you did think
that I
was
had
fancy
or
is
that
white
we
trash.
did was white trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Unless you were one of these rich people, but I feel like.
and then
most people-
we got the car, the TVs and the headsets in my mom's minivan.
Oh my god! If you had a TV in your car,
And
You're a billionaire.
we had,
You grew up as a billionaire.
we were going to like maybe the Vineyard or somewhere, and we were going on the ferry, and like the ferry got delayed or we got there early, whatever it was, and so my parents were like, "This is the best thing ever!" Like they'll just throw a movie on in the back and they'll shut the fuck up.
yeah.
But my dad's not exactly a mechanical gentleman, so he just had the battery going. So we were first in line
Oh,
to get
no.
on the ferry. And after 2 hours of us watching I think we were watching Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
Okay.
And I love the guy who talks like this.
Yeah.
Like, I forget his name, but I can scratch me up. No one understands what I'm talking about.
No, I know
and,
what
you're
You're blocking
and
everybody
we're
now.
just blocking, and just like horns are honking. And my dad was driving my mom's car, just like, never again! Never using these TVs ever again!
Holy
"Dude, I'm a-"
shit.
How about you don't fuck this up, Dad?
Yeah.
It's not my fault. That's so funny. The rage when it's clearly your dad's fault. You know? Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I feel like there were clothes, there was sneakers, there was.
Oh,
all,
if you had a pair of
you know.
Paco jeans.
Tommy Hilfiger was big when I was a kid.
Oh, I had a bootleg Tommy Hilfiger
The
sweatshirt.
logo, the blue and
And
the.
I told my friend in confidence that it was fake, and he fucking told everybody. I hate
Wait, you
that
had
kid to
you
this
had a
day.
fake Tommy shirt?
Yeah.
What did Tommy shirts run you back then, and where did you get a fake one?
It was like, it was
Tommy, like how like button down or t-shirt?
no, it was like a hoodie. It was like a
okay.
hoodie with like the flag on it, like a big obnoxious,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
when we were dressing like rappers.
Yep.
And my grandma got it for me, and it was like at Co-op City at some like fucking, you know, the tag was off, or I think it was one of those things. It was real, but it
Misprint?
was, yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And he was just like, he's wearing a fucking bootleg hoodie, and I was like, I'll kill you and your whole family. Like, I still think about that guy to this fucking day.
Of course.
Like that was such a breach of trust that like I should have snapped your neck on the spot.
We used to. This isn't one like a rich poor thing, but it was like a cool thing with the chain on the wallet.
Did you do chain wallets?
Yes, but not.
Did you do airwalks?
No.
I never did the skater thing. I stayed sports.
I was
but
an
I
aggressive
always
rollerblader for a little bit.
That's
Looking
right.
back,
I did always think those guys were kind of cool. Not rich, but I was always like, oh, you got airwalks, like that's
Like
That's the Airwalks were a thing? I never had them, but I know those were-
airwalks where I lived, like airwalks. There was like the skaters who had airwalks. There was like the soccer dudes wearing Diodoras and Samoa. What are those
Yeah,
called?
Adidas, they were Adidas.
Adidas,
Yeah, I know what you're
whatever.
talking about, yeah.
And then I had like basketball shoes and basketball.
It's funny. I
shorts and shit
never
like that.
thought of the chain wallet as like a skater thing. It is when you
yeah,
think about it
yeah.
now. But I remember a buddy of mine had it, and he like bought it from a store, and it was awesome, and people loved it. And then I was like, oh, I want a chain on my wallet.
One of the stupidest things ever as like a kid. Like
It's so dumb. And then, but we didn't go buy
Steal my
one.
library card.
My grandpa, he was very handy. He was like a carpenter basically, and we just took my wallet, and he had a chain around, and we drilled through my wallet and put it on the chain wallet on my pants, and that was my chain wallet, and it was the dumbest, lamest thing in the world.
Ever.
And I hated
Ever,
it.
yeah.
Because the other one was like a cool chain, and it was
Definitely.
like shiny.
Yeah.
Mine was this shitty one that we found in the basement.
yes,
it was
that's
bad.
That's that
was really
reminds
bad.
me. Bikes was a big one. If you had like a BMX bike.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had a Royce Union, which was like the knockoff. Like it wasn't a GT, it wasn't a dyno. It was like a faker brand.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you're the poor kid.
I saved up for
The
a
poor
bike.
kid was always nice though, because the poor kid's parents let you do whatever they wanted, because they weren't around. They didn't love each other.
True. That's true.
Dude, but when you were talking about your chain wallet, I thought of my poor friend, because it reminded me of the story.
Wait, my poor friend or my poor friend?
My poor friend.
Yeah.
My
Financially.
Yeah.
Financially, yes, yeah. But his parents let us do whatever the fuck we wanted. He's a little hellion. But it reminded me of when, I've told the story before. He called, like, we were hanging out at his house, and he's like, yo, like, he lived, like, I don't want to say where he lived, because people are going to find out who it is. But he's like, let's go to the woods. And I was like, all right, let's go to the woods. He's like, meet me behind this thing over here. And I was like, all right, word. So I went over, and I was like, there was nothing going on. I was like, this is fucking whatever, just fellas hanging out in the woods. He had attached to the end of a chain a bike lock, which and not a bike lock, just any kind. It was a combination lock.
Yeah.
A combination lock, and it just fucking boom, and it just fucking. I woke up.
Hit you?
Hit you.
Hit you like in the
Hit
face?
me in the fucking side of the head, dude. And I just woke up just staring at a tree.
John, that's attempted murder.
Bro, you are so lucky.
And he's like, whoa, I didn't think it was gonna happen like that. What did you
Dude.
think was gonna happen?
Because
I'm surprised that didn't just go through your whole soul.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what, when you first started that story and you went to the woods and he was swinging a lock around the chain, awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
That's
thought we were
something
gonna
I
end with
want to
maybe
do.
some dead animals, or you
Yeah.
broke some windows. No, you just.
I didn't know that he was going to assault you.
Just he fucking smoked me in the side.
I remember older kid on the basketball team. He was like, this is gonna sound worse than it and ended up as I start to tell the story, but because he was an older kid, I just listened to him. He was like, bend over and touch your toes, and like take 10 deep breaths, and then I stood up and he did the thing where you just squeeze the person
Yeah.
behind and you pass out.
I had that happen. Yeah.
Oh,
And I
didn't know
remember, so I just was like, and he's like, okay, now stand up. And he, I think he said, like, cross your arms. He grabs me. And then I just woke up with a knot on my head, looking up at them going, oh, fuck, it worked. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah,
I think one said, oh, fuck, it worked. The other one was like, don't tell your mom.
No, I always had the one guy who they would choke you out and you'd pass out. And you wake up and you're like, why?
Why did you do that?
Why?
It is funny.
Crazy.
I'd be interested to do a study on all male human brains. I'm sure football's worse.
But
if you
whatever we went through was just as bad.
Everyone who was
I played
just
football too.
a kid
Yeah, you doubled up.
for a while, like before helmets became a thing.
Sure.
Bro, I was talking about this the other day. We have a meeting. We have to leave this soon. But I was talking about this the other day where, like, the era, like the fact that we now live in the dog shit bag era is so incredible. Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but like, when I came home, like, check your shoes was a line.
For sure.
Because dog shit was just
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It was just like, my mom was like, before you come in the house, check your shoes.
Yeah.
And like, I wasn't hanging out in
Like manure
shepherd
fields.
fields.
Yeah.
Like, I was just playing football with my friends down at the high school or like whatever.
Well,
Like,
apparently some of your friends were.
yeah.
And there were yaks
There were some
around.
hubcaps involved. I don't know.
That was high school when I was growing up was a different
Different
time.
story.
But it was like, I was like, that is crazy that like imagine if just like I my shoes are one-time use. It's like I throw them out when I get home.
Dude,
I
I'll
set
tell
the
you
shit
what.
so much.
The dude who like invented the roll of bags and then the little holder and all that probably
yeah.
has billions of dollars.
He's a
because he was
billionaire.
just like, we need to pick up shit, guys. We all got dogs. Like,
Right, we can't just have it. They would, and then what they would say is like, "Oh, it fertilizes the
Yeah,
lawn."
that was
That's just
something
a lazy
he would
person
say,
being like,
yeah.
"I don't want to pick it up." That's all that was.
God, those sweet days. Those are the best days, man. The best.
Yeah, man.
days.
Now I'm in my 30s, and it's.
What's your plan? You're just gonna keep doing this?
I don't. What's your guys' plan? Like that? Do any of us have
I
a
mean,
plan?
I'm like, I just got kids. I'm gonna do that until I'm dead.
Well,
yeah, what do you mean by like plan? First of all, obviously no, but
John. Yeah, no kids for me either.
I
But
love how you said that like it was almost like, what's your plan for tonight? But we're talking about like the rest of your life. What's your guys' plan?
well, so
I got the same answer.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about you.
Yeah.
because I know we've talked about this over the years, and when I was really braggadocious about it, I was probably 29, and you're just
Yeah.
like, I'm never gonna have kids.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna settle down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna continue to exist, do this weird job, and just see what happens. It does.
You're one of the few people that I was always like, I think he's actually gonna do that. A lot of guys, I'm like, yeah. You're gonna meet somebody and you're gonna get suckered into it and blah blah blah. But you were pretty like, because you know what, you were the smart one. I remember you saying it's not about doing all of those things. It's about having the choice to not do things. Like,
Right.
You cherish how much you can say, I'm not going to do anything tonight.
I love
And
that.
I think you know how valuable that is. I don't think people realize once you get married and have kids, you don't get to do nothing ever again. And you knew that.
My free time is incredibly valuable to me, even when it is doing nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Like I think that's almost more valuable than having free time to do other
Exactly,
things.
yes.
Like I can just sit at home and just literally sit there.
I could just go to sleep, take a nap.
I'll lay down on this floor right now.
Right.
And nobody's going to wonder where
for 2
I am.
days and nobody cares.
I've said that I think we decided 3 days is when they'd be like, something might be up with John.
Right.
If you haven't heard from me in 3 days.
But I will say, now that I advance into my 30s, I'm 33 now, you do start to feel the societal pressure of like, what are you doing?
What are you doing here? Yeah.
And it's never an impulse of mine. It's society weighing down on me. And I know you're similar. We're the same age basically.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
just
still 34, but yeah.
a little bit older, pretty much the same. And I just feel like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
yeah.
I don't know.
Just
But I
stay
don't
here.
think
Just stay here.
just stay here.
Like stay at this point as long as you can.
Just
It's
stay
straight
at-
up Billy Madison.
But like
Because like
it's
also
it's still fine when you're 33. Like I'm gonna be a sad 43-year-old probably.
everybody's gonna be sad at 43, bro.
Okay.
43 sucks.
Yeah.
You're either single and you're a weirdo, or you have kids and you hate your life. You got to make it to 50, and then it's like, hey, I'm the rich 50-year-old guy who's like, I have all my money because I don't have any bills, and I'm like,
That is the nice thing.
Yeah.
Is I don't have to spend money on anything.
you're rich.
I'm rich.
Yeah, you're rich.
I'm not rich,
But you are. You have more disposable income than many people who make a lot more money than you that have bills.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
And I really don't mind it. Like I was just in Hawaii. I went to Hawaii for a week by myself. Didn't do anything. I told him I was sending him pictures.
Yeah.
Hawaii solo.
Went to Maui for a week and didn't do anything.
I wish we brought this up at the beginning because I would love to talk about just a Hawaiian fucking trip for. I mean, I thought John Mayer was crazy. Hawaii solo for a week.
I'll tell you that we can talk about it now because there's not much to tell. I did exactly what I do here, just in
Dude,
Maui.
you're not even tan.
I was on the beach every day, but I made sure to like.
Clearly.
I
You did
covered.
not look like you went to Hawaii at all.
Well, I had a hat, and there's a picture that I sent John, and I just covered myself in sunscreen, and I wore a hat, and I just sat on the beach.
Just killing it.
I mean, how many were there like, you're on the beach and there's like young hot babes in bikinis
Yeah.
walking by, like, look at this fucking guy.
That's a tourist. I was a
Yeah,
full-on
that is
tourist.
unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it's they're
That
really.
is unbelievable. Is that picture out there?
No, I didn't put it out there.
That needs to be out
No,
there.
me
That is
me
a
and Trent had
classic.
an agreement beforehand where I was like, I know you don't really post pictures a lot, but like, Can you just text me pictures all the time?
And then you sent me a picture of you. Were you in Maine? Where were you?
I was in Vermont skiing.
Vermont.
That was probably, dude. I was on the gondola. That might have been on the gondola where the girl was telling me there's a good chance this is on the gondola. We're talking to, like, as this is happening, some girl's like, I take care of it. I boil 2 pots of water. I just take care of it.
I love this picture. It was just a couple of guys exchanging pictures.
Yeah,
Wait,
dude,
so
I'd like to keep this going if you're open to it.
Absolutely.
Can I
Okay.
get in on this? You just hit the beach.
We'll
yeah,
see.
no, I'm
We're
not living that life. I can't. I don't deserve it.
Right, it's a club.
So you just hit the beach,
Yeah.
go back to the restaurant, the hotel, go to a restaurant, eat some dinner, go home, jerk off, wake up, do it again.
You're on fire, yeah.
Did you talk to any locals? Find any girls?
No.
Anybody to hang out with at the bar? Like, just
Not-
7 days of that.
Just kind of 7 days of that. And I will say, I talked about this on Foreplay that
Awesome.
I do wish that I had like a dinner buddy. Like I want
That
someone
would've been nice.
exactly like me who we don't talk at all during the day.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
need a
Go to this
platonic
beach.
life partner.
Go like sightseeing. Do whatever you want. But then around 6, 7 o'clock, text each other. Let's go to dinner. Spend a couple hours together, and then we don't see each other until the
There
next night.
needs to be an app for this.
I'm in.
It's called like My Buddy or something like that.
Yeah.
And it'll quickly turn into like gay sex.
I was just saying,
But
call it Sup Boys.
Right.
Yeah.
No sex. Maybe, but probably not.
This is getting to like the Always Sunny, like hang out at the dude's house.
Right. We'll chug beers. We'll be fucking on. We'll eat red meat.
Why is it
we'll
a
fuck
penis?
each other.
Like, it's not a. It's a bicep, dude.
Yeah, I really. That was the only part that was a little bit weird. Was like you go to dinners are meant for more
Yeah,
than
you
one
gotta
person.
talk and, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So that. But other than that, outside of that, it was amazing.
You're a fucking hero, Trent.
But
Absolutely.
can I
amazing.
continue this?
Time will tell. I think you'll get a lot of social pressure. I think a lot of jealous people who are married would be like, how come you're not married yet? You got to get married. And it's
I
like
know.
they're just hating. I think, probably, unfortunately, there probably will be some women who look at you and are like, whoa, that's weird, you know?
Yeah.
But fuck them. I
It's-
mean,
it's like-
if
it's like,
you don't have a...
Alec Baldwin in the
yeah,
party.
yeah,
Like,
they think, yeah, you
he's
know.
like, you gotta get a wife.
wife's
Let's know
good.
you're stable.
Yeah.
Let's know you're not queer.
Yeah.
Right. What I think the thing that I'm missing currently is I just need a ton of money
Yeah.
because it's cool if you're rich.
Yes.
You can do
that if you're
Because
rich.
then you're maximizing your free time with either going places or having things or
Right.
whatever. If you're surrounding yourself with just like an average mediocre life, it's like, maybe I want to do the family
But
thing.
then I'd be like, if you're surrounding yourself with an average mediocre life, you're like, I
How am I
got
gonna
no
afford
money for
Yes,
anyone
right.
else.
No,
That is
exactly.
actually
It's
like
impossible.
almost a crazy impulse to be like, I'm
need
not
to
living this
surround
lavish lifestyle.
Might as well fucking-
Might as well piss all that money down the drain
crazy.
with a wife and kids.
And then, you get like a smile a week that makes you feel good about yourself and the rest. It's fucking awful.
It's something I'm juggling. But I'm more than comfortable with it currently because I'm 33.
Stay the course until as long as you can and see what happens.
All right.
As guys, you can do it. Girls, it's a different story. You got to start worrying about the biological clock. You can start all this at 40. You can do this for 7 more years, and it won't even really be that weird.
Okay. I'm gonna do it.
At least 40. Make me that promise. Yes.
I promise. No problem.
Trent Ryan, everybody.
Legal
go listen to
document.
podcasts. Go follow him. You know the deal.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be fast. That's it.